Welcome to Bunny's Designs. This is a live stream for ustream.tv and also recorded for YouTube for people to watch at their leisure. I'm working in the Colin Thompson colour book, which I think is called Fantastique. He's the gentleman that did, we did that one of the first videos that we did. The colour's a little bit strange, but I think it's because I've got so many lights. Let's turn that one out. Is that better? Oh, that's better. That's better. But I work very dry with fine riggers, which is a very long, thin brush. And I work out of my little book of watercolours. And if you put little squares of watercolours, you've got a lot of control over them. So you can get 10 colours, 10 shades out of each one. Because you can use a damp brush with a tiny amount, or you can use get a lot, activate a lot, so you have the pure colour as if you would on the end of the pencil. But you have a lot of control if you use paper palettes. And you can also scribble them together and any combination and make different colours. So you've got thousands of colours to choose from. But when it came to a bigger space, I was a little bit worried, because you can't work and wet the page too much, because it's not watercolour paper. It's quite thick and good quality, but it isn't watercolour paper. So I've forgotten about working a different way with these pencils. These are the Derwent watercolour pencils, and you can kind of scribble. You can scribble the colour on, and again you can mix colours, put 2 colours down, put 5 colours down if you want to, and then you can activate them with a wet brush. So this is what I've done. I completely coloured in pencil, but very, very lightly. If you can see the marks on that one. And then I'm activating it with 3 riggers, and they're just damp. And that makes the pages stay fairly flat. So this is part 2. So hopefully we can do the larger areas and then work our way around to the front to do the water. Oh, and yes, and we have bark alerts, because we have the naughty King Charles Spaniel under the table, and we have the other 2 trotting around being naughty. So it's a bit of a madhouse, and the zoo is not quiet today. So I shall zoom in a smidgen and we'll have a look. Again, if you scribble the yellows and the greens together in pencil form, and when you come to mix them with a damp brush, you get some quite nice effects. And now I could bring that down, and I'll just use sooty. No, sit down please, thank you. So you can probably see the pencil scribble marks there. I've used a couple of different colours, and then when you activate them, they work quite well together. So I'm going to start, I haven't done this. It's difficult to see sometimes, but if you turn it, it's shiny. That's where you haven't activated it with water. So I've got this bit here to start, and I'm using a number 3 rigger, because these are bigger spaces. And I'm just gently stroking the page. And I apologise, there will be barking. Oh, just got up to shut the door and then come out again. They're just like naughty children the minute you start to do anything. So apologies for the dogs misbehaving, but again, there is a little bit of colour because you've activated it. You've now got colour on the end of your brush, so you can stay in all the dark areas and manipulate that colour round to wherever you want. And it's going round here, so I'm just going to follow it all the way around. But I'm only using a damp brush because I don't want my pages to crinkle and curl. And the pencil strokes were downwards, so of course now we can activate them and manipulate some highlights and push this paint around, because it's suddenly become a watercolour on a page now. It's not in pencil form now, it's in watercolour form. And if you go anywhere else that's dry, it will activate itself back into a watercolour again. So I've tried to use 3 or 4 different greys for these stones, because I did want them to be slightly different. And again, you just keep teasing that colour around, activating it back into a watercolour. And you can keep your highlights and push paint around a little bit, which is quite nice, because I do like this peaceful way of working. So I'm quite pleased that I'd forgotten all about using these as a pencil. I mean, you can use them as a pencil and leave them just as a pencil. Obviously I can't blend really, because I've got quite bad arthritis in my hands, so just manipulating a brush that's held quite loosely is quite nice for me. And again, you know, I've got some quite nice different highlights, although this is a grayscale, so it's obviously easier. But I couldn't blend 3 or 4 times. I've picked up, I think I've done the grass. Let me see if I've done the grass. I picked up this green and I've just scribbled it in. I think I've done the grass once, but now we can do it again. So all I've done is to scribble the grass colour in, and the same with these pale, kind of pale stones here. Now this is a grayscale, so a lot of work's been done for you. So you could just put flat colour straight over the top of it and it would be fine. And I've just scribbled over the bicycle. But I can kind of manipulate this colour. And if you do them in each individual little brick, you get its own little colour. And I think I took that one down to there. I've done the jetty. I have the little houses to do now here. That seems to be a little bit out of focus. So I've done all the windows first because that was a nice little job to do. And I used the gold number 3 from the set of Derwent's. But They're very versatile, these, so you can use them as a pencil. You can scrape scrapings from the end of the pencil into little wells, add water, and you have washes. If you want to do professional, ordinary, what we call watercolour wet on wet, you can do it that way. Just want to create a little bit of a shadow down there. I did a little bit of colour for this, so I quite fancy a bit of a blue door there. So I've just put the tiniest amount of blue there, but with a blunt brush I can manipulate that into a little blue. So under here there'll be some shadow as well, and there. I've already done the chimney, I think. Let me just have a look. Yes, I think I've already done the chimney. So I've got this book to do next. So again, a damp brush, and there wasn't much on the chimney, so I could do this. And you can see the colours come alive. So the pigment in these pencils is very, very good. So you can manipulate those into highlights and shadows. Again, we touch this one and just allows itself to be pushed wherever you want. I'm actually going to go over that one, I think. And I can actually manipulate that back if I wanted. Again, because it's watercolour, I can push that back. And I've got kind of a natural area there. Then this is a little stone. I've got some gunmetal in there that's going to make that a little bit darker. So I've been mixing the greys together, even on the same slab, the same piece of stone. Even though this is a grayscale, I wanted to create some kind of different effects. And once you've activated that pencil, you can then, it comes together almost as a watercolour. Oops, oh, sorry, I keep moving. I've moved the camera down and I keep knocking it, so sorry. Again, manipulating that there. And then this particular one there. And then you put a little bit of gunmetal down here. So when I started from the top, I could put that gunmetal and just activate it under there. And then we've got that little bit there, and then we've got these kind of big slabs here. And release that gunmetal that's going to give that quite a nice little shadow. That was a little bit too wet. Oops, and of course I've activated the greens, so we'll go in the greens. And what I did is I put some yellow in the middle, sorry, pale green in the middle, and then 2 or 3 different greens around the outside. And then you can mix those together to give quite a nice effect. But I'm going to leave the inside of the glasses and just to leave that for the minute. So thanks for joining me. I hope everybody's well. I've got another one to do there, and that's the difference between seeing the colour and then just mixing it to a watercolour. Sorry, that's my chair crinking. So if I tease that colour around here now, and then do each block. And I'm sorry about the angle, it's just a little bit easier for me to work from there. I want a really nice crisp edge on that. And then these little stones here. And then this little man sitting here, that's it. I'd like this to be kind of, I can manipulate that colour up there to get a really nice edge. And then I did put a little bit of dark under here. But I want to do that water last. So I'm going to come up to here first. Oopsie. I think I've... we've got these to do. I think I've done the other ones. So if anybody's got any questions, if you pop them in caps, that would be grand. It seems to be a little bit fleshed out now. I don't know why. Just move that there. I think that the light was better as I had it before. I don't know what's happened to the colour. Right, so I just wanted to soak up a little bit of that because it's just too wet now. So I'm going to go across from the little house. I'm going back to a larger brush actually. I do need a larger brush. But it's only damp. Just tease all that. And I'd forgotten about this little bird here. So he could do with a bright tail. I think those little stones. And tease all this colour together. And instead of it being lots of pencil marks, it becomes a bit of a watercolour effect. So thanks for joining me, everybody. I hope you're all well. And, I hope I'm still live. No, I've gone and done that. I can't get to there. Let me bring Sooty down. Well, let's see. That's rather strange. I've never really had much. I think it's probably because it's all grey, maybe. To put that in the way. Do we think? Looks quite horrid, doesn't it? Strange. I wonder which one does it. No, it's not that one. That looks like slightly better. How very strange. Never had it do that before. Never had it do that before. That's rather strange. Sorry about that. It just does not look very good. Hi Kingo, welcome to Bunny's Designs. Just having a bit of a play, but I was just upset about the lighting. It seems to have gone a bit. Oops, that's a bit damp. You only want a damp brush, you don't want a wet brush because your page will crinkle. And I have done this, but I remember doing that bit. I was bringing that down here, wasn't I? Yep, that's what I was doing. Looks like I've already done it. Yeah, and we did there. So I think we've done most of it. I'm going to do the water next. I've got a little. I might just do that. I think a bit of a. I wanted the teal colour, didn't I? No, it's not in there. I wonder what it is. I wonder where it is. Kingfisher. That's what I want. Kingfisher blue. That will do fine. That will do fine. So let me see what happens to his tail now. It's never done it before though. It's never done it before. I normally have the camera there. It's never done it before. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. The reason is I was trying to get to the bottom of the page and I can't. So I'll either have to turn it upside down. So I'm getting the little peacock now. Yeah, that's better. I moved it forward instead. So if I zoom in now, and then we need the Sooty. Oops. That was the dog jumping up because I said the name of the cat. Oh gosh. Right, so we're going to just give him a little bit of colour. I've given him a little bit of colour. Right, so we've got the peacock. We need to do the water next. So I'll start at this side here. And I'm going to activate this water down here. And it's just a damp brush. And you do need a new damp brush every time. It's just the sky blue, practice what I preach. And if I take it to its side, you can see what I'm going to do. I'm going to go sideways here, across. Go to the bigger brush, I think, actually. I don't know why Dexter's appeared. So again, I'm just going to tease that colour across. And I can go over that I can go over the bridge with a pen if I want to a bit later. And add some different colours. But at the moment I'm just trying to activate this colour. And then just concentrating a little bit on this bit. Because I did get quite a nice highlight on that, so I wanted to keep it if I could. So it's, again, still quite an easy way to work. You've just got to think about what you're doing, and what I haven't activated his jacket yet, so I will do that. There's some grasses there which I will activate in a minute. If you can, try and keep horizontal, because that's the way that water flows. And I've actually gone over the little boat. And while I'm here, sorry about the angle, right in the corner, I've done a little bit of reflective work under there, so it's all kind of and it's activated almost like a watercolour now, so I need to kind of really keep on the flow of things. And I need some pale through here. It's a little bit thicker than I'd like it to be, but And I've opened my, turn that way now. Oops, sorry, I've got to do it like this because I want to see. It's just got to be an easy angle. And if you naturally take all that colour up here, it will be, I'm actually going to go over that because I quite like this idea that it's going to go into there. And then I can just have a paler version of it through the glasses. And I just want to pick up a little bit of dark grey to go in there. And I think we're just almost there. I think we're almost there. Oh, there's a bit of dark here that I have missed. But as soon as you start to touch it, you realise you've missed that little bit. On your highlights. And then I just want to put, I need some, I think it would be this colour, wouldn't it? Yep. It's a bit of a beehive under there. Oopsie. So I can go back in if I want and do lots of other things. Oops. So I don't know where my things are. So I just need to go and do these kind of large areas here. And I can go actually up and down because it's an actual and I put some extra grey in there just to make that a bit more interesting. These are the big square slabs behind. And I've just realised I haven't done that column. You can tell the pencil marks on it. But I'll do this one first. No, you stay there, please. Phew. So there's a little bit more interest in that there now than there was before. And under here, just going to take a little bit of that off because it seems to be just a bit too wet for me. I need a damp brush, not a very wet brush. I'm sorry about the angle, it's just need to kind of just activate all that pencil, and it should make quite a nice, and the only ones I've left completely blank are these kind of flaps, these paper flaps that they've been left on. So I've left those because I thought they looked quite good. And then there's the butterfly, but I did the butterfly in flesh pink because it's a very pale colour, but I didn't want the cabbage white to just look bare. And just pull that from here quite like this way of working. Again, it's quick, it's easy. It doesn't have a lot of water. You've got a dampish brush. Probably working a bit wetter than I should, but this paper is very good. But I want a nice kind of solid image that's not going anywhere kind of thing. And I would call these concrete slabs, so they've got to have some bit of form, but you certainly don't want any pencil marks in it. And I did literally scribble, so I wanted to get rid of all the pencil marks. So if we slide this across here, there's a little bit behind there that needs to be activated. I keep picking up all my pencil shavings. And then on the far side, oops, there. And then I'm just going to, and I've picked up some of this colour, I'm just going to actually go in there. There's not a lot of colour on the page, but I am picking up a bit. And so that means I can activate that. Did this earlier. I'm going to be a bit careful. I don't want to destroy all that nice natural colour that I did before. And I can just go down here. No, I just can't. Just the only thing I've got to do now is, well, I can go in it and play with it and do other things with it if I want to. I just need to activate. Goodness sake, camera. I've used, I found some other pencils that I'd bought. I bought some Derwent metallic, and I thought I would try them on the glasses. Sit down, please, Alfie. So that's finished. I can do, oh, I didn't do the thingy, did I? Because I just don't like start white. But apart from these, because they're quite funny and fake, so, but everything else I didn't want to be quite as kind of fake as that. So, I mean, you can go back in and put some different blue somewhere if you want to put a shadow somewhere. You can scribble over the top. Now it's completely dry. You can scribble over the top. And then activate that again to give some different colour. So you can really put a lot of, and if you want to, then you can start to touch the end of the pencil and kind of you know, really get some detail in, if that's what you want to do. But I quite like that as it is. It's more of a kind of a watercolour. Actually what I do need to do is just put some just a few. Oh, don't like that. Take it off quick. I don't like it. I'll take that out. I'll do it with a very fine brush. Can't use it with a brush. Need a 10-0 for that one. You can put some quite fine things on there, and just kind of draw them. No, I can't draw them today. It's not good today. So that's the end of that. You're going back under there, please. Thank you. Thank you. That's fine. Thank you. So if I just pull out of there now, that's the finished page, which is completely different to how I've been working before, but it's dealt with some big spaces, which we have on quite a few of these. There's quite a few big spaces to fill. But again, that was a fairly easy, quick way, you know, an hour or so to scratch some different greens in, and then to activate them. So that's the end of part 2. Thank you for watching.